Hello, Louisiana Beer Reviews. We're here doing a Founder's Beer. This is their porter, and it's been around a good while. There's the new label. The old label had the lady on it in the old Victorian outfit. Now it's just like a swirl of black liquid. Roasted coffee notes, graham cracker sweetness. It doesn't contain flavor.
I might have actually had this at one point. Now that you mentioned the old label, that sounds familiar to me.
Had the lady like with the...
Yeah, I don't remember what it
hat.
tastes. Yeah, I don't remember what it tasted like, but that label sounds familiar. I might have had that at some point.
6.5% alcohol, 45 bitterness units. Bottled about 2.5 months ago, going on 3 months.
What percent alcohol did you say?
6.5.
Okay.
We did an Italian beer off camera that was 10% with 2 other people. Unfortunately, I didn't have my camera. That would have been a good video.
It was very good.
Awesome beer. Okay.
It was called Nursia.
Nursia, right? Nursia.
Nursia Extra Abbey Ale. And it was gorgeous.
10% Nursia. 500 milliliter bottle, but we split it 4 ways, so it's not like we got too much each. Okay, so this is a porter, which is a dark ale.
Yes.
The stronger ones are called stout porters, but
Quite dark. This is
quite dark.
almost black. I mean,
And the head is like what?
khaki,
Yeah.
beige.
Okay, so you said you think you might have had this before.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the nose. Coffee.
Mm-hmm. The coffee comes through quite strong. I
Yeah,
would
it's
say.
just the malts make it have that coffee aroma. I don't think it's made with coffee. It's just water, barley malt, hops, and yeast.
But it's like coffee tasting notes is what it says on it, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the tasting notes. Okay, so it smells awesome in my opinion.
Yeah. Very rich.
Taste, cheers.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Cheers.
Well, because if you hold it, it'd be like
I
clunk.
can hear it, yeah. That is very light-bodied and crisp.
Difference between porter and stouts mainly is that the porters have a thin body, and
Yeah.
the stouts will be thicker generally.
There's definitely almost like a dark chocolate taste that's coming through for me, almost like that, like really dark, like 70% dark chocolate, you know. That's coming
Coming
through.
from that roasted barley.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, but not too sweet.
Mm-mm.
Bitter, but not too bitter.
This is very smooth and well balanced. But it is still rich. Kind of feels like a decadent treat. Honestly, I don't think I'd want to drink one of these on my own, because it's just very heavy.
Oh, you think?
Or not the body, but the flavor. Heavy was the wrong word. Sorry. It is kind of intense. The flavor wise, it's delicious. But I think this serving, that's like a very nice amount for.
So maybe in the wintertime when it's really cold and you're watching a long film or in my case, a sporting event.
I'm hot right now. Maybe I would feel different if I was trying this and I was a little chilly and wearing a cozy sweater. I'm kind of hot, so I'm kind of like, whoo, this was enough.
So you think it's more of a wintertime beer?
Yeah, but I mean, for me. But I would say the body is light and crisp enough that if you were trying to drink, if you're someone who maybe exclusively drinks heavier beers, like this is just darker beers is just what you like. This isn't a bad choice for summer. It doesn't have that not viscous, but that like really heavy body that you get from some of these porters or stouts, or from stouts. But for me, you know, when I'm hot and it's the summer, I just prefer something a little crisper, a little lighter.
Yeah, but maybe Founder's Solid Gold would be better, because that's a regular, like we call it fizzy yellow beer.
But this is really good. I mean, great flavor. I would consider this kind of a sipper.
I bought the 6-pack and I just love it. I always give it a solid A. To me, it's just like an A beer.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good, for sure. Maybe at night, again, it's like afternoon.
Or at midday.
It's kind of hot. But like in the evening, you know, this would be a nice beer to drink on. Or split a bottle with somebody if you're not trying to really kind of imbibe a lot. This would be like a nice little, maybe like a little after dinner treat. you know, instead of dessert, like you pop one of these open. I think this is really nice.
Yeah. So what score would you get? I'm saying 95 out of 100.
Was that an A?
95A.
Yeah, I would give it the same thing.
That might be too low of a score. It's so good.
And I think as it sits, like, I don't know if beer does this like wine does, but it does almost, as I'm sipping it, taste like it's kind of opening up a little bit, which is what I would normally, like, I would talk about wine in that way, like, oh, as the wine aerates or
Breathing.
to the temperature changes, like it starts to come a little bit more to room temperature, maybe if you're talking about a chilled white wine, the flavor will change a little bit, but I do kind of feel like maybe it's the glass, I don't know, but as I'm sipping this, I do feel like it is like opening up a little, mellowing.
And you don't find this too bitter.
Not for me. I mean, it is a little bitter. How many bitterness?
45 out of 100.
Okay, so almost half. Yeah, it's not super bitter. Now, if someone isn't fond of this style,
Now,
it
like-
would be bitter to them.
Yeah, now like a regular beer, you know, we talk about regular beers, those usually around 10 or 12 IBUs, bitterness units.
Oh, see, I'm a fan of bitter stuff. I'm not a big hops person though, but it kind of has grown on me. I find this bitterness pleasant. All to say, like we were talking about wines earlier. I really like. I don't like super sweet wines. I really like kind of funky, dank kind of wines. So I enjoy these like kind of more interesting flavor profiles, you know.
Okay.
But it's accessible. I'm not trying to say this like weird. Like it's not like a weird beer.
No,
just,
it's easy to find.
It's not one note. Like there's stuff going on.
It's
on the
pretty
palate.
widely available across the United States. So it's one of the more mass-produced craft beer companies. So
Yeah, Founders is usually. I feel like I've liked pretty much everything I've had from them.
yeah, and now your local brewery is starting to show up around here, Trim Tab.
Trim Tab, yeah.
Starting to get some of their stuff.
My favorite small brewery in Alabama, one of my favorite breweries in general. I think that their product is excellent. So if you're in the Southeast and you notice them popping up at your store, definitely give it a try. It's hard to go wrong with Trim Tab. So I would definitely recommend them.
All right, so Les Bon Ton Relais, a most excellent product. Porter, I'm glad you did do a review with me, and we're going to end this review by saying y'all go to Michigan and tour the Founders Brewery.